Hey Creed, can you take me higher?
Not much for a city boy, but the women I find in my sauce is soy. Can't call myself a countryman, cause I sit on my don't work my land. One of these days I'll give a damn. Till then, well, I am what I am. Just call me a New York redneck. Where's the banjo, play that Bella Flag, yeah. And I might be high class, but my liquor is more. They took my land, so it ain't my fault. Just call me a New York redneck. Ain't my fault. It ain't my fault. Finna bet on some horses at the track. Drive into Brooklyn, ain't never coming back. Tim's on the ground in the concrete jungle. I might get into a little rumble. Ain't nothing but a high-tailing man, bred on the farm, so I work with my hands. Just call me a New York redneck.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to episode 12 of the Sportsman Dan Show. I'm excited for this episode. Not only do I have my audio working correctly, thank you for everyone who did listen to episode 11. I know it was a little tough, but I'm actually at my parents' house doing a little dog sitting, so you'll see a change of scenery. It is February 16th, 2026, President's Day today. And what have I been doing? I did a little President's Day sale. This is what I've been up to in the hobby. It might just look like a simple 3-row box that I'm showing here for those of you on YouTube. It's more than that. Yes, there is a high chair in the back. That's for my nephew. Like I said, I'm at my parents' house. But this $5 box I'm showing you are all cards that I've curated with a value of anywhere from $4 to $10 approximately. I try to do this because, well, I did waste a lot of time value pricing cards between $5 and $10 with the sticker method. If any of you out there are not familiar with the sticker method, essentially, right, like green might be $6, pink might be $7, something like that. I thought it would be a good way to reduce using labels for cards less than $10. What I realized quickly was that is not worth my time and effort. So now I just do a $5 box. And I say just a $5 box. I'm really proud of this $5 box. I did a little sale. President's Day, George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, $5 bill. Here's a little $5 deal. So the idea is everything's in a top loader. And despite if the price is $10 or $6, everything in this box is $5. Now I'm going to expand it. As you can see, it's nothing crazy, but I do have nice little dividers in there of each team. It's mostly baseball. I'm building out the football and basketball. There is some of that as well. But for future shows, I think this is what I'm really going to lean into, is maybe $5 Dan, having a really, really good $5 box. Make it a 5-row, vintage, Bowman Chrome first, Topps Chrome rookie cards, numbered cards, autograph cards, patch cards, stuff that people want that are, you're willing to pay $5 for. And that's a real big thing for me. I'm not a business. This is a hobby for me. I am going to be looking into starting an LLC soon, though, given how I've been doing more sales through, Venmo, eBay, PayPal. Sorry, I keep shaking the table, I realize, and that's probably not great for the video. I will go hands off from the table for the rest of this episode. But no, what have I been focused on in a hobby is trying to find cool deals for cards to put into my $5 box. I've been just going through a lot. For those of you who have been at my table, I have top loader binders, which I love the top loader binders to flip through. But in terms of, the size of my table, I have about 8 feet to work with. I might be purchasing 2 tables in the future, but, having those, whatever 300 row count, whatever the 3-row or 5-row cardboard card box, that seems to be the best way for space and for value boxes for people to flip through. I don't think there's a better method than that. If anyone has one, comment, let me know. But going forward, I'm going to lean into that. I'm going to have hopefully a 5-row for that top loader. The 3-row was already pretty expansive, so that 5-row should be a lot of fun to dig through. I'm gonna put in some stuff in there that should not be $5, right? I'm gonna make it fun for you to dig through and worth your time. But with that, I'll still keep the 25-cent box. I'm gonna incorporate a 25-cent box into my dollar box, maybe 50-cent. But the idea is have stuff for younger kids to dig through. But most of my stuff is kind of built for the collector around my age, 30 or up, because I kind of like older stuff. And it's not going to be a lot of stuff that you can flip. I'll have some of that in my showcase, but most of the stuff is for collectors. I sell to collectors. This is a hobby. It's not a business. But anyway, I've been looking through my cards and kind of realized that find out what you're good at and lean into it, right? That's the only advice I can really give for my 2 years on the selling end. And maybe I say 1 year of taking it seriously. I like to look back on my first show, and I had no business being at that show. And some people were genuinely upset and mad at me over how disorganized my value box was. But I didn't know what I was doing, and you have to get out there and do it. And I learned a lot, and now I'm somewhat organized. You can see this isn't as clean as it's much cleaner looking in person, trust me. But this is, people are asking me like, oh, I like that. How did you get those dividers? Stuff like that. So it lets me know I'm doing something right. I do want to lean into that because that's the way I can kind of get people cool cards they like for cheap. They can stack them, right? They can build, one guy came in within 2 minutes. He had stacked about 12 cards for my $5 box he liked. So 12 cards, $5 a card, $60. Told him I'd do, okay, 12, I'll do it for 50. He was happy. I was happy. I moved 12 cards. Easy deal. And that's kind of a lot of what I want more deals to be like that. The 1 or 2 cards are fun, but people have been coming up and just stacking up. And that's, hey, every card that goes out, I get to put a new card in. So I have a nice little backup already for the $5 box. But if I want to move to the 5-row, right, I got to kind of keep that inventory in there, up my inventory, and then obviously replenish as I sell. The problem isn't replenishing. The problem is, actually, it's not really a problem selling either. It's kind of getting, I guess, a little more consistent with it. No really any problems at all. It's just I'm looking ahead and I think I might lean to this $5 Dan. As you can tell, I'm a little excited. I did like a Reddit post this morning, and it's been a little more traction than I thought. I don't like doing sales on Reddit. I'd much rather do them in person. But this is a good way to kind of get some. I've been sitting on some of the stuff, and my next show isn't until March 14th. So it was kind of a good, do people actually really like this? And it's, I'm probably going to delete the post here pretty shortly. But made a couple sales and some stuff. I'm able to get an audience on Reddit that I wouldn't get at every show, right? Or that I would only get maybe on eBay. So doing these Reddit sales has been fun. And that way, I avoid all fees. It is funny, bubble mailing, with tracking the shipping. I'm making no money with that, and I'm very honest about it. And people still are just, they want shipping to be free. They don't understand that there is a cost associated with it. But that's why I like shows. And that's why I think, I'm hoping that, this next show, March 14th at the Norfolk Masonic Temple, that this expanded $5 box really blows up. Especially because I think I'm going to include a soccer section now. I have a lot of really cool soccer cards that can be included. So that's what I've been doing. Been doing a little bit of the Coby Mayo collecting. As you guys know, Coby Mayo is my PC. I am the #1 Coby Mayo collector in the world. That's my biased opinion. But no, with Jordan Westberg injured, those of you who follow the Orioles, Jackson Holliday is also out with a broken hamate bone. It's called the hamate, I believe. It should be hamate. Sounds much cooler, and there is an E at the end. So he broke his hamate bone. They're going to remove it. I think he'll be back, they said, end of April. Regardless, Coby Mayo is getting a lot of reps at third base. This is good for Coby Mayo collectors like myself. Will they still trade him? Maybe. It is what it is. I like him getting another run at third base. He averaged 94 miles per hour in his throws to first. The guy's got a cannon. He's way more athletic than people give him credit for. He made a lot of great catches at third base. Diving in the dugout, injured himself on one. I mean, he's a gamer. He can play third base. Yeah, he's 6'5". Okay, so getting down on some of those balls, he's not Ramon Arias. He's not Jordan Westberg. But he can play. Give him time. I'm so sick of all these people who are writing off Coby Mayo. Oh, you can't play third base. He's a defensive liability. It's like, you guys watched him for 20 games maybe. And they're writing him off. They have no idea. They didn't watch all the games at AAA like I did, or at AA like many other people did. They're like, I'm a season ticket holder for 40 games. I've been doing it for 25 years. And in those 17 games I was at, Coby Mayo sucks. It's like, calm down, Karen, okay? You don't know everything about Coby Mayo. I don't like writing off prospects defensively. And if you knew everything, then you'd be running the team, and you're not. And the guys who are running the team are giving Coby Mayo the first team reps at third base. So maybe they do know what they're doing. I'm not that passionate about this subject, but if I was, that's how I'd declare it. I'm excited for Coby Mayo to show that he's not just a first baseman, although he was improving a lot defensively very quickly last season at first base, if you were paying attention. You got Pete Alonso, $155 million. He's going to start every day at first base. So this is a chance for Coby Mayo to break through again with the first team in Baltimore. Still something to watch on the trade wire. He still could be shipped at any day. That's baseball. It's a business. But I'm excited for Coby. I think this is a chance at spring training. First games are Friday. We're recording this on Monday. So maybe on Friday we'll get to see a little bit of Coby at third base, and it'll be a fun weekend. He can make all kinds of great plays, but the minute he has that first error, right, you're going to see all those tweets of people who think they know what they're talking about. Just be prepared. It's a long season, folks, and I'm excited to discuss more of Coby Mayo in the future. All right, I think I was going to wrap it up here for episode 12 of the Sportsman Dan Show, right at about 12 minutes. I will be ranting more in the future, and I knocked the table again. I'm sorry if anyone is prone to seizures or strokes. I might need to put a warning on this episode because I know that camera was shaking a little bit. At least I got the audio fixed. We'll get there eventually, and thank you everyone who's listened thus far. This has been episode 12 from the Sportsman Dan Show. Let's go O's. Let's go Mets. And I am so excited for baseball to start again. We'll talk about the cards and everything, and I'm going to do a little prospect hunting episode, some of the prospects I'm watching, and maybe like a little breakdown on what to do before your first card show. But all my collectors out there, all my vendors and other sellers out there, can't wait for baseball season, and I hope everybody has a great week.